the direction of the Warri-Iselema River, a waterway situated midway in the delta, from the Ijebu Yoruba region to the shores of the Ibani Kingdom. Eastern Ijaw people are an ethnic group found in the Niger Delta in Nigeria and have long lived in locations near many sea trade routes and are well connected to other regions by trade as early as the 15th century. The Eastern Ijaw clan is made up of Kalabari, Okrika, Opobo, Boni, Finima, Andoni, Nkoro, Port Harcourt South and Obolo, bound together by ties of language and culture. They have also exhibited self-same in their fashion expression. Like many other ethnic groups in Nigeria, the Ijaws are best known for their extensive production and alteration of clothing, where both men and women are adorned with beautifully designed wrappers like the Feni, Popo, Kukrubite, Peletebite, Injiri, Gum, Loko, Ikaki, and their likes, accompanied with accessories such as coral beads, beaded caps, hats, and walking sticks to showcase their rich culture and a strong fashion statement.
I started fashion business in 2013, precisely 1st of October, and trust me when I say I have been successful in my fashion business. My fashion business is a decade old. But I knew that something was missing. I knew that I wasn't being fulfilled. Something was missing, something was wrong. I decided to embark on a journey to my ancestral home, which is, I'm from Okrika. During this visit, I saw lots of fabric and culture in display. Fabrics such as the popo, the injiri, the loko, the feni, and the ikaki. I couldn't help but notice this particular fabric, the bila ikaki, a monochrome display of the elephant sides view mixed with flowers. It's such a beautiful piece of wearable art. I had the privilege of meeting the creative director of the cross-generational fashion house, Olupabo Tailors, now Pabo Tailors, one of the first fashion houses in Port Harcourt.
The Feni in particular, usually called flannel, originated from the West. In the pre-colonial era, our the people who later became our colonial masters brought this during the transatlantic slave trade era. They bring these fabrics as souvenirs to our chiefs as gifts as they do their trade. This was how these fabrics migrated into our domain, and initially, it was perfectly for a people of class, and they started using them. We have the feni, we have the shirts materials, the sweet Swiss cotton fabrics that they used to sew Etibo shirts. Etibo, as I will say, is a name that was developed by our people. The original name was 8 shillings, which the dress itself is being sold for, or it usually carries 8 buttons. So they call it 8 bob, 8 shillings, but our people in their own language call it Etibo. That is why we are now using it. Etibo is an Africanized pronunciation of the names I have earlier called. You have the jumper, which I'm putting on now, which is actually for chiefs. It was initially for the chiefs, the people of class in the society, which they put on, and the wrapper from the origin has been our own form of dressing. So we use wrapper, which later developed, metamorphosed into jumper suits when we added trouser instead of wrapper. The Etibo shirt has been there for the common people in the society, young men and for the rich families. But today it is open to all of us for our customary consumption.
I still wanted to know more from different points of views, and I then met the 82-year-old historian and fabric vendor, Madam Lawson. Her business has survived 3 generations.
Our people those time, the compound get plot. This one, what's the name? Now our plot. This one, now our plot. This one, now our plot. The compound plot. Now them they name it. They show them. This one now compound, our compound. Now you get up. Now then come name am too. So they go tell that one na Bela compound people. Now they get this cloth. Now they call am Bela people. They compound that compound people. Now them get up. So now them name am too. When you tie am, some judge dey. If people will get the compound, judge, then they call am the name sef judge when they do something. If you tie am, they will come hold you. Say go back to house. No be a plot. No be a compound plot.
In furtherance to the expression of the Ijaw indigenous fabrics, we followed Buma to Prof. Cyril Nwana Nzewana Memorial Library, National Museum, Port Harcourt, where she made further discovery.
Ikaki is anthropomorphic motif. The origin of that particular design goes far away towards the Ewe people of Ghana. You know, the Kente style of weaving, brand of weaving actually, done by the Ghanaians. You know, that Ikaki design is it's inspired actually by the tortoise. The tortoise, you know, has that kind of, you know, let's say diamond-like kind of effect. So that's where that Ikaki got its origin from. So the Ghanaian weavers, you know, has always woven that. Now you see, how did it get towards the Niger Delta as to get to this area? You know, the Osubo or the Oboni society of the Yoruba, you know, they adopted that design, considering its significance of the tortoise and wisdom, you know, if you understand what I mean, and trickery, cleverness, you know. So those are some of the, you know, the characteristics, you know, they ascribe to that, the tortoise, and then the Ikaki which it represents. Now the design began to move because of the the coastal trade, you know, between the, you know, the coast, the West African coastal trade, actually, Ghana, you know, Benin, you know, Lagos, you know, and so on. So that was actually how it went that way until it got to Lagos, and also found its way into the Niger Delta. When I'm talking about the Niger Delta here, I'm talking about the Eastern Ijaw. Eastern Ijaw may readily comprise maybe the Kalabare, the Nembe, Okrika, Ebani, you know, that's where it came that way. And when it came towards this area, the Ijaw people actually adopted it and authenticated it as, you know, as forming part of their cultural environment, and has some good significance in their royalty. And you know, when they want to do their coronation, you see the Ikaki design would be used to drape, you know, the background, or even the the attire that the royal, you know, character will be putting on. It forms part of his robe, you know, or royal regalia, as it were. So the Ikaki, that's how it got its own towards this side. But we will not only stop there. The Ikaki now, when you have to do what actually amplified it around here, because when you check, it's on that strip woven cloth, like the type that, you know, came from the kente, you know, area. I mean, a style of weaving from there. That is the strip woven type. It's not the broad type. So what popularized it around here, though that was okay, it's surfaced around here too, in that, as I said, it formed at still forms the part of the royal, you know, regalia around here, where the royal father or whatever would, you know, use it to clad, you know, himself, or even the background where he's seated and so on. But now there are some Igbo weavers called the Akwete people, the Akwete cloth. So what happened here is that design, the Eastern Ijaw patrons, you know, because they commissioned the Akwete weavers to weave this. Since they were able to weave on, not on strips now, but on full, you know, wide, you know, spreadsheet as well, as it were, of, you know, wrapper that is woven on the female upright loom that is wide enough. So there's that issue of joining is kept away. Then there are a lot of, you know, kind of adventure, as it were, that was applied to it, where they can now add it with the style they call Ikaki and Ikaki no Okuepele. Ikaki and the Okuepele is, you know, it gets its own inspiration from the normal draft that is being played, you know, the draft that men play, you know, that kind of arrangement of, you know, rectangular squares arranged in, you know, that kind of order. So they combine it with that Ikaki, which is like that forms that kind of diamond, you know, shape and so on. So the Ikaki design is unique. So the Akwete weavers have been able to fuse that into their, you know, collection or their arsenal of motifs and you know, symbols, and they now churn it out in, you know, very, very numerous, you know, quantities as the commission keeps coming, and they will continue to weave. So that is how it has gained its prominence and acceptance around the Eastern Ijaw.
There is something that the Ijaw women call the box cloths. That is one of my inspirations behind this new brand. Why will these beautiful fabrics end up in our mother's boxes? If these fabrics are in our mother's boxes, how do we then try to promote our fabric? How do we then try to promote our culture? I decided to raid my mother's closet because I know that she has some fabrics there that I know for sure she has not tied any of those fabrics in 20 years.
Means the cloth of the old that you can get in a woman's box. In the box cloth, you can find the feni, not this feni, original feni. There, feni, the English name of feni is blankety. Blankety. It is got from London. You can't get it here. Feni, Ikaki, Onuga. We have Ikaki of different shades. We have gum, popo. We don't play with popo. Popo and the feni goes together. These days, we even use the Ashanti. We who are still alive, we use these clothes to dress our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. Once there is an occasion, we showcase these dresses.
Having been inspired by my fellow wearable artists like Deola Sagoe with what she's doing with the Ashoke fabric, and also Emi Casbit with what he is doing with the Akwete fabric. I feel proud pioneering the reintroduction of the Ikaki fabric, the cultural identifier of the Ijaw people, the fourth largest ethnic group in Nigeria. I am Boma Ogidigbe, and this is my Niger Delta fashion story.